Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. Happy cold Monday. But guess what? I don't know if you've looked at the weather forecast, but we're going to warm up a little bit this week if the weather forecasts are being correct. So instead of ice, before too long, we're going to have a bunch of mud and running water. So that ought to make you happy today. I'm saying that in jest, of course. I don't like a whole lot of mud, but it's nothing we can do about that. But you know, we have pretty much made it through the worst part. Now, we don't know what's to come in the coming weeks or month, but we pretty much made it through the worst part of the winter time. And I know a lot of folks have had it worse than we have, and we certainly pray for those folks and pray that they will be all right. But we made it somewhat through it. As I said, we don't know what's to come as of yet, but we made it somewhat through it, and the good news is we will make it through it by the grace of God. So I was on my reserve weekend this past weekend, and it was very, very fun for me because I was attending my Army mandated retirement briefings, and those were a lot of fun, and I'm just excited that I have made it thus far, and by the Lord's grace and His mercy, I'm going to get the chance to call myself retired from military service before too awful long. And so that's an exciting and sometimes a scary thought right there. Well, one thing I do know for sure, it takes just as much to retire from the military as it does to get into the military. So it's not an issue of, well, this day you served 20 years and tomorrow you're retired. No, it's a whole lot more into it than that. But in any case, what a fun weekend it was, even though it was very, very cold, very icy at Fort Lee. But we made it up there, made it through the briefings, and made it back home, and just looking forward to what God has for us this week. I hope and pray that we're going to be able to get together in person on Wednesday. And I definitely hope and pray, and if the weather forecast does as it says it's going to do, we definitely will get a chance to be together on Sunday. And I hope that you were able to get together yesterday in person on Sunday to worship God. I want to read to you today from the Psalms, Psalm chapter 94 and verse number 19. In the multitude of my anxieties within me, your comforts delight my soul. How often are you anxious? How often do whatever comes up during the day get to you? And I'll be honest and upfront with you. Me personally, there is a situation that I'm dealing with within my heart right now. I'm not going to give details on it, but it causes me a daily anxiety. And I'm not going to lie about this. I've wondered to myself, is God even listening to my pleas to relieve this situation? And that's the human in me. I know that God is listening, but you know what? When we're a human being, and we all are, those anxieties are going to come up sometimes, and we're going to ask that question. But I sure am thankful for what the psalmist tells us this morning. In the multitude of my anxieties, no matter what anxieties I have, you have, anyone else has, in the multitude of my anxieties within me, your, capital Y, the psalmist means God by that capital Y, your comforts delight my soul. Bottom line up front, Christian, here's what I'm saying to you today. No matter what your anxieties are, take comfort in God's comforts. Allow them to delight your soul. I've told you many, many times, we have wonderful tools that the laws can't claim, because we have the ability to lay everything that we have at the feet of God and allow Him to give us what we need. Now, once again, I don't say that as if we're some kind of exclusive club. We want everyone to come to know Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, so that they will have access to those comforts. But Christian, that is something we can state with boldness and authority and be thankful for. We have access to those comforts. So today, no matter what anxieties may reside within you, allow God's comforts to delight your soul. I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday. Love you, folks, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. God bless you.